Good day, everyone, and welcome to Journey of the Anointed, Journey and Awakening of the Anointed with Mr. Buzz, the channel of truth and authenticity. So if you like authenticity, this is the channel for you. And if you can be so kind as to hit the like button and help this channel get somewhere. YouTube likes to hide me. So a couple times that I did ask people to hit the like button, it really helped. So I'll start trying to remember to ask that. If you can just hit the like button, subscribe if you like more authenticity, and if you hit the bell, you get notifications until YouTube unclicks that as well, which they do all the time. So let's talk about the media. I read a book called Jehovah Prophecy that I've mentioned many, many times, and it's basically a book about God's angels taking somebody from Earth, from Australia, a guy named Michel de Marquet, and taking him on a journey through the cosmos, showing him some other planets, and taking him to their planet, which is called the ninth planet, or the golden planet, and teaching him a bunch of things about how the universe works and everything, the multiverse, I should say. And they give him a warning about this time period we're in right now, that some very bad things are going to happen. And one of the main reasons they give for the problem that we have down here on Earth are the journalists. The journalists have deceived everybody, and they are mostly to blame for what's going on. Because, according to universal law, the evil ones need us to agree to things to a certain degree before they can do their evil, or they break universal law and they really upset our Creator. He gets very mad. They know this. They have rules to follow, so they do. But the journalists are mentioned in this book as the main culprits for everything going on. Totally true. Totally true. We take the whole COVID debacle. Wasn't for the media, that could not have happened. Okay, an honest media, that never would have happened. The only reason it did is because people turn on the news and listen to whatever it tells them. That is a real problem. My hope is that this video will encourage you to be more critical of the media you're watching, because they're lying to you. Okay, they're lying to you. And they're proving that they're liars again. We have this long ongoing argument over whether the jibby jabs could have something to do with good old autism. That is totally out of control these days. It's way over the top out of control. Used to be like 1 in many thousands had autism. Now it's 1 in 30 or something ridiculous. We've got an epidemic of autism is what we've got, okay? So over there in the States, of course, we have Donald Trump taking power, and we have a whole different bunch of people in his administration that we've never had people like this before. People who actually are anti-establishment, okay? So RFK being one of them. Think about how much RFK has to avenge. I mean, considering certain members of his family being killed and everything. Like, here we get the CIA documents coming out about the JFK assassination, proving that, Lyndon B. Johnson was mostly responsible for that. Like, it's all kinds of major corruption that shows the establishment itself is where the crime is taking place. So RFK wants to investigate this, the jibby jab thing, once and for all, and prove beyond a question if there is a link between them and our epidemic of autism. Well, what do you know? The media jumps right on that. Oh, they got to make sure you don't believe there could be anything to that at all. They're on it just immediately, and they're on it hard. Why is it so important to a bunch of journalists to proactively get out there and convince you that this just can't be? There can't be any link between these two things. Why are they so concerned? Why? I wonder if it's because if it gets proven that there is a link, they don't get all their windfall payments coming into them, bribing them like they have now. There was a video I saw 2 weeks ago. The title of it was, "I was there when Big Pharma bought off the media." And it's this person who was literally there in a meeting where all this money was offered. You guys just got to go on the news and say this and say this and say this. And this is what we'll do for all of you. And it was big, huge payments. I mean, they all got rich. Journalists make okay money, like politicians make okay money. But the journalists out there are loaded, stinking rich. They're rich elite people. Why are they so rich? This is why. Big Pharma made a whole lot of them rich, okay? If you're a lobbyist, you need politicians in your back pocket, and you need journalists to spout your bull, right? You need a journalist to yap to the public and get everybody believing whatever it is you're trying to sell. I am so sick of journalists, and I watch them and I think, how can you do that? Some of them I know for sure, like they've talked about their children and stuff in different newscasts. You've got children. Is it not important to you to have this world nice and safe and not corrupt for your children to grow up in? How can you have children of your own and support this evil that's permeated all society? It's because they think they're above it and they're privileged, so it's not going to affect them. But it does affect them. It affects every single person that lives in this world. So thinking that they're above it doesn't get them anywhere. The journalists are evil, folks. They're not telling you the truth about hardly anything at all, okay? Look at the way they went on about immigration. They support all this immigration. They live in gated communities where the immigrants don't go. So when they go home, they have their nice little gated community with not little, they're nice, huge gated community with security everywhere. They've got their own private security on their properties. They don't have to deal with any immigrants. They're not dealing with that. So they go on the news and they go on like, oh, we support the immigration and this and that. Look what DeSantis did. Governor DeSantis in Florida, he got them good. They were shipping, they're shipping all kinds of illegal migrants into Florida. They were just flooding the place. He's like, oh, okay, so the Democrats really support these immigrants. I think I'll send them all to Martha's Vineyard. So he put them all in buses. And he sent them to Martha's Vineyard. That's where Obama lives, and I think Oprah might have a place in there. All kinds of rich, elite people in this gated community. Well, guess what? Those people weren't real happy to have immigrants in their community whatsoever. They didn't like that. They like it fine when it's in your community, when there's tent cities all over the place, and there's needles all over the ground, and that's fine. It's in your community. They sure don't want it in their own, so they're full of it, okay? The journalists are completely full of it. I'm sick to death of all of them. The only ones I know of that are worth anything at all are the independent journalists who are out there just trying to get the truth out. Tucker Carlson, he used to be on Fox, and he used to spout some bad shit sometimes because he worked for Fox, and they paid him huge money. But he always wanted to be truthful. That's one thing about him. He didn't want to be one of these lying journalists. He pushed the limits quite often with them and got himself in a lot of trouble. Finally, they fired him. There's a whole lot of reasons they fired him, but he went out on his own, and now he is all about pure truth. He doesn't care whatever the truth is, that's what you're going to hear. There's no agenda. There's no rules to stay within. It's just truth, okay? You're going to get the truth from Tucker Carlson. I actually believe Russell Brand is a guy that's doing the same thing now. Joe Rogan, I think, always was. He's just after the truth. He might be misinformed on some things, like we all are, but he's trying his best. You know, and they're not really journalists. They're podcast guys, but they're still talking about current events and things that are happening right out there right now. So my hat's off to those guys, Russell Brand and Joe Rogan for sure. They got huge audiences too. I mean, CNN doesn't have near the audience that Joe Rogan or Russell Brand has. They go on, they got like a fifth of the audience that them guys got. They've totally taken over. And that's because people are sick of lies, okay? This whole jibby-jab and autism thing now, this is going to be a war between the media trying to convince everybody of something and facts that'll come out and you won't be able to argue with. But the media has got a job now. Squash this before it gets out of control, before we all lose our big windfall payments that come every couple months or however often they get them, because they're all being bribed to spout this crap about them. They're saying that there's been hundreds and hundreds of studies that prove otherwise. There hasn't been a single one. The way they've done it is to be very vague about it and say, well, we didn't find anything that proves there definitely is a link, so there must not be. But it's not true at all. They do things in a way that they can get the desired result no matter what happens. They can just ignore and omit certain things and then they're fine. And that's what we got here, folks. So when this comes out, I know the answer to this. I've been on this since Andrew Wakefield many years ago. He proved this beyond a doubt, and he got super attacked. And when you get attacked the way he got attacked, it's obvious why. I mean, they only do that when you're over the target, right? When you're about to prove something and expose something that the world doesn't want out, that's when those attacks will come, and they sure did. Look what happened to Andrew Wakefield in the past. They just destroyed him. This video, it's quite possible this video will get flagged. I don't know. I don't care. If it does, it does. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And other channels are talking about this, so YouTube has had to relax the rules a little bit about it. But, yeah, I think the truth is finally going to come out. And when it does, people are going to feel awful dumb. Awful dumb. Because this has been an obvious thing for a very long time. All you got to do is look in the areas where they introduce all these new jibby-jabs and see what the autism rate does in those areas. It doesn't take a Philadelphia lawyer to figure it out. It's pretty darn obvious. And we're finally going to know. And it's about time. So, I will leave it there. And if you made it to the end, thanks very much. Hit like for me and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, the Lord of Lords, and the King of Kings.